tell everybody why you were there and the process of why you guys were going through that 70-mile hike, because it's really special. I mean, you were there in support of a nonprofit organization that's pretty dear to your heart, right?
Yeah. So the Keala Foundation is a nonprofit that I've been helping support since the trail run in 2018. So they normally put on what's called the Ultimate Hawaiian Trail Run, and that is a fundraiser to raise money to support kids on the island of Kauai, so that they can go to CrossFit classes and have a safe space to encourage them to form healthy lifestyles and healthy habits, and not fall prey to, like, there's a lot of addiction with drugs and alcohol on the island. And so it's like just a method that Aaron Haas, who created the program, was thinking, just trying to keep kids out of that and give them like a safe place to be. So the trail run didn't happen in 2020 just because of COVID and everything surrounding that. And they're looking for another way to fundraise money for the foundation. And Aaron Haas, once you get to know him, he's kind of wild. He has like wild ideas, and he has this thing he's called like hostages, because people like barely survive when they hang out with him.
Hostages.
Yes. A totally wonderful, awesome person. And he said, he was like, I'll walk from one end of the island to the other end of the island if we raise $100,000 for Keala Foundation. And so he just had this thought and was like, I'm going to do this. And as they started raising money, instead of being like, if they raise $100,000, I'm going to do this, he's like, I'm just going to do it. Like, we're going to show up and do it. And I was like, cool, Haas, I'm so excited for you. That's great. Like, how can I help support you on the mainland and all this stuff? And about 2 weeks before, he didn't bring it up to me or anything. And then 2 weeks before, he calls me like, hey, you want to come to the island and walk from like one end to the other? It's like 70 miles. It won't be that big a deal. Like, it's fine. And I'm like, yeah, I would love to come do that.
Like, funny enough, I've got a free trip to Hawaii.
Yes. And so I was like, I actually have a ticket to get there because of Zeb and Victis. And I had no obligations. I was able to go. And walking 70 miles was really humbling. I'll just start there. That you think that walking's not that hard. I'm like, oh, I can walk all day, every day. Let's go. My plan was like, let's just go straight through, guys. Let's just hit 70 miles straight. And once we did 37 or 38 on the first day. Like, we should probably rest. My feet are covered in blisters and I'm exhausted. So
now is 70 miles literally from one end of Kauai to the other? I mean, are you truly going from one end of the island to the other?
Yeah. So they had certain points. So we started in Keikaha and we went to Honolulu Harbor, I think it's called. And so it's like not like the tip, but like the main cities from one end to the other end. And it was wild. I couldn't believe how difficult it was, one, and then just the whole experience of bonding through suffering, like with other people. Because we had, I think it was a group of like 8 of us.
That's CrossFit at its core, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yes, it really is. Just like that pain and like being able to, just push through and realize that what was really cool for me is a lot of times when I compete in CrossFit, there's this self-glory that's attached to it, right? Like, you stand on top of a podium with all your hard work and you're like, yay, I did that. And this was totally removed from self, and just realizing, like, I kept reminding myself, my feet hurt, that like this was bigger than me. It's bigger than my feet hurting. It's bigger than if I like break a toe. Just trying to raise money and help the kids. And so like being completely outside yourself and doing something was a really cool experience.